Live, NBC6 News at 5 starts now.
And we begin this evening with that massive fire in Hialeah. Take a look at the smoke. Crews working through the afternoon to put out the blaze.
NBC6's Jessica Vallejo joins us live from the junkyard where the fire started. Jessica?
That's right. Right now we're in the corner of 52nd Street and 10th Avenue. We're just a block away from where that fire started. But right now that blaze is under control. But take a look right behind me because over 100 firefighters remain on scene and they're looking for hot spots right now, making sure that fire does not rekindle. But do take a look at this video sent by a viewer. This was the moment the fire broke out at this auto parts store in Hialeah, the Rostro Coco Auto Parts located on East 10th Court and 52nd Street. You can see the blaze and the thick black smoke emitting from this lot, the flames ripping through the meadow and cars caught in the blaze. But within just moments, multiple units responded to the scene. Again, over 100 firefighters battling this massive fire. Crews also had to reach out to the Florida Power and Light to have the power in the area turned off due to power lines being too close to this fire.
Additional units from the county helping out. Right now we have about 20 units on scene, close to 100 firefighters attacking this fire. It is a defensive fire. Luckily we're able to protect all the exposures. Nobody's been injured. It's just very difficult to get these fires under control and get these fires out just because of the pure volume or the sheer volume of cars, of explosive combustibles makes it very, very difficult. But right now we have it under control.
And as of now, no injuries have been reported. But again, this is 10th Avenue and 52nd Street. Right now, firefighters remain on scene. They continue looking for hot spots. But again, that blaze has now been controlled. But if you're actually around this area, you may want to avoid the area. Lots of backup and traffic. I'm live in Hialeah, Jessica Vallejo, NBC6 News.
Coming up, an ongoing feud between neighbors turns deadly in Stewart.
My husband just shot 2 people, and I believe he killed them.
We'll tell you why a community laundry room door left open was at the center of the dispute.
A woman behind bars in connection to a hit-and-run crash that happened over a week ago in Miramar. Coming up, I have details on the investigation and the victim's family's sigh of relief.
I do this to win.
Coming up, meet Miami's own MMA rising star. NBC6's Sasha Jones takes you inside this fast-growing sport, which remains widely unregulated.
Jackie, another spectacular day around South Florida with temperatures reaching into the lower 80s. Lots of sunshine. We'll slide back into the mid-70s this evening with clear skies. No rain in the forecast, and that's something that doesn't change for the next several days. We'll talk about that next in your local forecast.
Live, NBC6 News at 5:30 starts now.
Now at 5:30, Miramar police giving new details after the arrest of a woman they say hit a man with her car and left him to die.
NBC6's Victor Jorge has been covering this story since it happened last month. He's live from Miramar Police Headquarters with the details this evening. Victor.
Hey there, police tell us this woman from South Carolina was arrested here in South Florida and they found her at a relative's home. Of course, this for the victim's family is a sigh of relief while police continue to investigate what happened before and after the crash. This is 28-year-old Janae Lewis of South Carolina. Police.
Some breaking news right now here in the NBC6 newsroom. This is a fire that we are talking about, and you can see the flames right there. This is at 20600 Northwest 47th Avenue. This is in North Miami-Dade.
Yeah, we're still trying to get some more information on exactly how this fire may have started, but you see the flames and you see the firefighters on the scene there. Now, this is a wide shot from our Chopper 6. We're taking a look at these images for the first time, but a lot of fire crews there on the scene fighting this fire in Northwest Miami-Dade. Again, a fire going on, a pretty big one in Northwest Miami-Dade. You can continue to follow this story and also go online on the NBC6 app or NBC6.com for more information.
Meanwhile, City Commission drama is now over in Fort Lauderdale. Just after 9 o'clock this morning, John Herbst took his seat on the commission. The mayor and a few other of Herbst's political opponents objected to his victory in District 1 back in November, questioning his residency status. But those objections eventually died down, and Herbst owns a home near Lake Placid and also lives in an apartment in Fort Lauderdale. 2 other commissioners were sworn in as well.
Well, there are a couple of runoff elections taking place this evening.
Voters will elect in both Miami Beach and Sunny Isles Beach. Voters in Miami Beach will decide on a commissioner as well. The race is between Laura Dominguez and Sabrina Cohen to fill a seat left open in June following the unexpected death of a former commissioner.
And the city of Sunny Isles Beach is holding a runoff election to choose their next mayor as well. The candidates are the incumbent Dana Goldman and Larissa Sefchin. Neither candidate received 50% of the votes, which is needed for a win. Voting for both races is happening until 7 o'clock p.m. only at assigned polling places. Meanwhile, the final Senate contest of the 2022 midterms is underway in Georgia.
Democrat Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker are campaigning across the state in search of votes before polls close this evening. NBC 6 Washington correspondent Alice Barr reports.
Good evening.
NBC 6 First Alert Weather, certified most accurate 9 years in a row.
Just after sunset, beautiful skies around South Florida. Here's a live look into Fort Lauderdale, where skies have been mostly clear through the afternoon hours. So as the sun is going down, the nearly full moon is rising out there tonight. Take a look for it actually right now, but it's tomorrow night that we officially step into this month's full moon. It's the cold moon, and it peaks at 11:09, and with clear skies, the visibility of that for the next few nights should be outstanding. Again, keep in mind our sunset right around 5:30, so we'll get to enjoy the view of the moon immediately. How about yesterday's rainfall? It was needed. It did not produce a lot, and here we are now just adding a few tenths of an inch, or a few hundredths of an inch to our precipitation for the month. December is just an exceptionally dry month, and so we look forward to usually one event that really tips the scales for us. It was not last night, and we're going to be awfully dry over the course of the next few days. No rain out there tonight. All is quiet. One area, though, of the country that will be fairly active across the Tennessee Valley and the middle Mississippi Valley, with some scattered showers, even some thunderstorm activity getting ready to take shape later on this evening. Tomorrow back to the lower 80s with full sunshine all the way through. Our northeast winds take over tomorrow, and again, that's what regulates the temperatures, and that's why in the 7-day forecast you see a very consistent temperature trend. Morning lows in the lower 70s, afternoon highs in the low 80s. Keeping it warm and dry through the weekend on into next week. Let's get another check on the drive now. Here's Kelly.
Okay, thanks, Ray. 5:49 is the time. Want to show you on our maps if maybe you're headed up in the northern portion of Coral Springs. There's a crash on Wiles Road and Coral Springs Drive, and Chopper 6 actually just arrived to the scene. You can see pretty heavy activity here with emergency crews on the scene. It's dark, so we can't really tell what's happening, but you see some smoke off to the distance as well. So again, I'll take you on over to our map so you can see exactly where that is. It's Wiles Road and Coral Springs Drive. If you know anyone in that area, make sure that you let them know that there is a serious accident in that area. I-95 southbound at Oakland Park Boulevard has left lanes blocked off. Speeds right now clocking in at 16 miles per hour.
Thanks, Kelly. Here's what we're working on for you next at 6.
Yeah, up in flames, a junkyard in Hialeah, the site of a massive fire, and more than 100 firefighters on the scene battling it. We'll take you there in a live report.
A man is behind bars accused of shooting a Miami-Dade detective in the face. We'll tell you the charges he's facing.
I-95 in Broward County is moving again today after a total shutdown yesterday. And there is new information tonight on the workers involved in this construction accident. A live report's coming up.
Marsha Jones, NBC 6 News.
Now at 6, a massive fire at a junkyard in Hialeah sends a giant plume of smoke into the air, seen miles and miles away. We're live.
A Miami-Dade detective shot in the face, who police say pulled the trigger.
And big news from the Biden administration announcing they will extend temporary status for Haitians. What you need to know.
Live, NBC 6 News at 6 starts now.
You may have seen a dark plume of smoke in the sky today, and it was all coming from a junkyard in Hialeah after a fire erupted there. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jackie Nesprall.
And I'm Jawan Strader. Good evening. The fire is under control at this time, but there are still some traffic back up in the area.
Let's go over live to Jessica Vallejo from the scene in Hialeah with an update for us. Jessica?
That's right, Jackie and Joanna. Right now, we're in the corner of 52nd Street and 10th Avenue. And as you both mentioned, the fire is now under control. But still, right now, behind us, take a look. Firefighters still remain on scene. Over 20 units responded and over 100 firefighters. Right now, they still remain on scene looking for any hot spots. But take a look at this video sent by a viewer. This was the moment the fire broke out at this auto parts store in Hialeah, the Roscoe Coco Auto Parts located on East 10th Court and 52nd Street. You can see the blaze, the thick black smoke emitting from this lot, the flames ripping through the metal and cars caught in the blaze. But within just moments, multiple units responded to the scene. Again, over 20 units with more than 100 firefighters battling this massive fire. Crews also had to reach out to the Florida Light and have the power in the area turned off due to the power lines being too close to this fire.
Firefighters have put out a massive fire at a junkyard in Hialeah that destroyed cars. This is video when it was happening. Crews are on the scene looking for hot spots. No one was injured.
A 20-year-old man is behind bars accused of shooting a Miami-Dade police detective in the face. This happened Monday afternoon. Investigators say that the 6-year veteran recognized a vehicle that was involved in an armed carjacking. But when he tried to pull over the vehicle, Gabriel Gongora allegedly shot him. The officer is expected to be okay.
And that'll do it for the NBC6 News at 6.
Next on NBC Nightly News are results of a review on the baby formula crisis, the lessons learned from the shortage.
That's coming up next on Nightly News. Trina will see you back here at 7, and Joanne and I will see you on the NBC6 News at 11. Good night.